Unless you were hiding under a rock, the whole boxing world just seen the fight between King Ryan Garcia and the hard-hitting Oscar Duarte, right guys? And not just that, King Ryan Garcia gave us a special treat because he came out with one of my favorite songs of all time, LUPE's FIASCOS Superstar. Guys, this song brings back a lot of memories to me. As soon as the fight was over, I played the song like 3 times. But before we get into that, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding the notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Alright champs, let's get started. Alright guys, it was a stacked card and a packed house in Texas. They say everything is bigger in Texas. When I seen Lupe Fiasco, I was shocked, almost as shocked when I found out this was going to be a catchweight. When I seen Lupe Fiasco, I was like, please let him play Superstar. So when it was time for Ryan to come out, I kind of heard the song and I couldn't make it out at first. And I was like, that is Superstar, and that made my day. But nevertheless, let's get to the fight. I believe Ryan Garcia clearly won all the rounds except for round 6. I also did notice that Duarte kept hitting Ryan behind the head, and King Ryan did complain to the referee. And I also noticed that Ryan was doing the shoulder roll in the last 2 rounds. Does he think he is Mayweather or James Toney? But nonetheless, King Ryan put on a dazzling performance and knocked out Duarte in the round 8. But me personally, I don't think Duarte was out, and I think he could have made the count, but the referee stopped the fight. I do believe if the ref would have let Duarte continue, he would have been able to finish the fight. But obviously Ryan Garcia got the knockout win. When the fight was over and they were in the ring to do the interview, Ryan Garcia calls out Rolly Rolando Romero and says, come on Rolly, everybody knows you got beat by Barroso. Don't try to hide it. I believe that myself as well. I believe Barroso was beating Rolly, and the referee gave a present to Rolly. He got early Christmas present. Also at the post press conference, Oscar Duarte believes that the referee did stop the fight too soon, and that's what I personally believe myself. So Oscar de la Hoya adds, he goes, I'm surprised that Ryan Garcia chose Oscar Duarte. Oscar Duarte is a tough SOB. Oscar Duarte adds, he doesn't believe it was fair that Ryan Garcia kept giving him his back, but he gives no excuses and believes the referee stopped the fight too fast. He also believes he hurt Ryan in the 6th round, and that's the reason that Ryan was moving a lot and doing the shoulder roll. He was moving like Shakur, but not as bad. No one does as bad as Shakur. Oscar said that he could have continued the fight and he wants a rematch in the future if possible. But nonetheless, Oscar Duarte is a tough customer. Ryan Garcia also said that Oscar Duarte's power is real and he was really surprised by his chin. Ryan said he was hitting him pretty hard and he was just eating those punches. He said he was hitting him so hard that he believes he was gonna go down in 3 rounds. He kept trying to put pressure on him and try to stop his momentum. He also adds that Derek James told him to start moving a lot so he could make openings and he could counter him and actually knock out Oscar Duarte. So he listened to Derek James and the knockout came. But now he is looking in the future. He's looking at a fight, a mega fight with Rolly Rolando Romero. He believes the build-up to that fight will be huge, and I believe so myself too. I think it would do good numbers. He also stated that Derek James told him, don't you ever do the shoulder roll, you ain't Mayweather. He said he did that on his own accord, and he only stopped doing the shoulder roll when Duarte caught on and it stopped working. So he started fighting at his normal style again when it stopped working. He also said that this guy kept hitting him in back of the head, and I did see that like 2 or 3 times. He also stated that he was more worried about Oscar Duarte's power than Tank's power. He said Oscar Duarte hits like a rock. He also throws jabs at Shakur Stevenson. He said Shakira Twitterson also broke the record for throwing the least punches, and that is very hard to do to break that record. He says, I got that from De Los Santos. Shout out to De Los Santos. You could tell this guy does not like Shakur at all. He said he wants to be his ASS. He also stated that he wants to get another fight in around March because he already took a lot of time off. I'm not sure if he's talking about Rolly or another fight. I don't think so because I don't know anybody that needs a tune-up fight to fight Rolly. No disrespect to Rolly, I really like him as a person. But let's face it, Rolly is not at the highest level, but he is pretty famous. Everybody knows Rolly, and we all know he can sell fights. And we all know he can't fight that well, and everybody still watches him. And right now in boxing, it's not just good enough to have skills. You have to know how to sell fights. And Rolly knows how to do just that. Triple R, Rolly Rolando Romero. I believe Ryan Garcia beats Rolly pretty easy. Especially from what I've seen today, it seems like Ryan Garcia is doing just fine in Derrick James' camp. And he wants to continue being in Derrick James' camp for the rest of his career. I believe that's a bold statement to say. You're still early in your career and you have a lot of time left, and who knows, this is boxing. Anything could happen in one punch. You can get hurt in sparring, or you can have a career-ending injury. You just never know in boxing. This is the sport of the unknown. In most cases, you don't even know what will happen in a rematch with the same fighters. You know, there are exceptions like Roy Jones Jr. or Floyd Mayweather, but these fighters are not in the great category, they're in the special category. If Mayweather and say Sugar Ray Robinson fight the same fighter 100 times back to back, no matter what weight class, no matter what rules or stipulations, it is most likely that Mayweather and Robinson will beat their opponents 95 times out of 100. But champs, what do you guys think about Oscar Duarte's performance? Does he deserve a rematch with Ryan Garcia? Did he do good enough to get a rematch? And how do you guys think Ryan Garcia did after coming off a loss to Tank Davis? I think he did good. Tank Davis is a great fighter. I don't think Tank is special, but I think he is a great fighter because, you know, just the weight drain and the weight stipulation and the dehydration clauses. Him and Canelo has the most weight drains and catch weights I've ever seen from anybody. Oh, and Pacquiao too. But nevertheless, Tank is one of the best counter punchers around. And who do you guys want Ryan Garcia to fight next? Rolly Romero? And if so, who do you guys think will win? Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. Or shoot, I said shoot, mom, shoot. Forgot to tell you guys this. Subscribe.
Let's go, let's go.